Asian markets are broadly lower as traders turned cautious ahead of the U.S. election. Latest polls showed a very close tie between President Obama and Republican Romney with less than 48 hours to go before Tuesday's vote. In view of the uncertainties, it's natural for investors to stay sidelined in the early part of the week. Meanwhile, China's 18th Communist Congress will start on Thursday and a leadership transition is expected. Economic data played a little role in today's trading so far. The Chinese services PMI rose to 55.3 in October, up from 53.7, showing improvements in non-manufacturing industries. Australian retail sales rose 0.5% month-on-month in September versus expectation of 0.4%. Trade deficit also came in narrower than expected at minus 1.456 billion Australian dollars in September. Overall, the US dollar will likely remain firm for today and tomorrow on risk aversion. Financial leaders at the G20 meeting showed concerns about the fiscal cliff that would happen as soon as January 2013. Ministers from both Japan and Canada stated the issue is the most critical one in the near term. Bank of Japan Governor Masaaki Shirakoya warned that, if the United States fails to resolve the fiscal cliff, it would hit the United States economy hard as well as the world and the Japanese economy, so each G20 country will urge the United States to firmly deal with it, while Canadian Finance Minister Jim Flaherty said the fiscal cliff has carried more risks in the short term than the sovereign debt crisis in the Eurozone. While a final communiqué will be released after today's meeting, a draft statement said that the global economy is facing a number of risks ahead. Global growth remains modest and risks remain elevated, including due to possible delays in the complex implementation of recent policy announcements in Europe, a potential sharp fiscal tightening in the United States and Japan, weaker growth in some emerging markets and additional supply shocks in some commodity markets. In Greece, Prime Minister Samaras will face two critical votes this week in the effort to secure the next tranche of bailout funds. The vote includes a bill on €18 billion of cuts and reforms in the 2013 budget. Samaras warned that we must save the country from catastrophe. If we fail to stay in the euro, nothing will make sense. He also urged lawmakers to put an end once and for all to the risks that Greece is facing. Socialist PASOK's leader Venizelos emphasized that, until our country comes out of the crisis, we are confronted with two choices. One is very difficult and the other is catastrophic, referring to austerity and euro exit. Latest CFTC data showed that euro net shorts were relatively unchanged at 58,200 contracts on October 30th, compared to the prior week's 55,200. Sharp deterioration was seen in yen sentiments as net shorts rose further to 37,000, compared to 29,300 back on October 2nd. Sterling net longs rose slightly to 23,400 compared to the prior week's 18,400. Australia dollar net longs rose back to 52,100 contracts compared to October's low of 38,400 but well below September's high of 89,600. Canadian dollar net longs dropped for another week to 78,800, way off September's high of 111,900.